Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at a couple of games played between Sandrock Gaming and Empty in the grand final of the Middle East qualifier to the IWO Europe, Middle East, Africa Regional. I know, a bit confusing, I'll get to that in a second. We're on Senzo's POV for the first game. He is of course playing with Ahmad and Khalid as usual, and their opponents, Empty, consists of SMW, Impressive and Twiz. Now, you might have seen, those of you who watch apparently Jack's YouTube videos, you might have seen SMW and Twiz playing a lot of twos together. They're extremely high rated in that playlist. Now, these three players have been consistently in the top 4 teams in the Middle Eastern region for the past year or so. And they're actually the only team who have taken a series off Sandrock Gaming ever in the Middle East since Sandrock Gaming, since Ahmad, Khalid and Senzo formed as a team. Oh, that's a pretty bizarre center. Pull shot center ball by Senzo. He's the one getting pull shot for this. And he's read Ahmad's double touch there. Senzo always lurking very close as second man to try and attack the play. But yeah, just to go in a bit more detail about the IWO events, since I know some of you will wonder what to do in terms of watching it. It is a bit difficult to keep up with all that's going on. But for the Europe, Middle East, Africa region, there are 8 qualifiers. This is actually the play-in to one of those qualifiers for the Middle East. And there's lots of Saudi Arabian players, lots of Saudi Arabian teams dominating that one. The other regions, or the other countries... Oh, hold on a second. Senzo looking pretty good there with the double. But yeah, the other parts of Europe and Africa that are going to be competing against Middle East in this in the regional final once we get to it are France, United Kingdom, Germany, the rest of Europe West, the rest of Europe North, and the rest of Europe East. That's 6 different teams will qualify from Europe, as well as 1 from Africa. So it's going to be really interesting. The first time that we're going to see that region used in competition. And I would love to see more of that in the future. The Europe, Middle East, Africa region is a kind of a possible way to integrate more competition to Europe, which is already established. So this is a best of 3. Winner of this makes it into the top 4 for Middle East, and the top 4, I believe, plays later in the month to see which one of those teams will make it into the big regional final against the top teams from Europe. Oh, great shot by SMW there on the reset. Khalid saves it and some, taking it down the line. As Sandrock Gaming trail early here. Bit of a scary situation, trailing in a best of 3 at any stage. And it's interesting to also get on board as Senzo. I think most of the time we've watched Sandrock Gaming play, it's been Ahmad and Khalid, the 2 main guys. But look at this, Senzo waiting in the middle for Ahmad. I can't believe that this worked. He's waiting in the middle for Ahmad's pass, and then he's actually turned around to leave. Thinks, oh, hold on a second. No, we can take this. I'm just going to reverse into it. 1-1. Yeah, Senzo loves to play a very, very close second man. He's quite like Ahmad in terms of his play style. These two will be extremely aggressive with their positioning, extremely aggressive with demo plays off the ball, and Khalid is definitely the priority third man for this team. He will rotate and he'll definitely attack on occasion, but not from as close range as Senzo and Ahmad will. And one of the reasons why Sandrock Gaming are so difficult to defend against is because look at the position Senzo's utilizing. He's so far ahead of the rest of the field. He's stealing boost away. He's looking for bumps off the ball extremely early on every play, because he knows that at any moment Ahmad might just have a shot on target. He always pulls shots out of nowhere. And Senzo also knows that Khalid will be backing him up on all these plays. He's not going to go lunging in, at least not very often, for a long-range aerial from the third-man position. He will wait, and he knows if anything is possible, if anything is available for Ahmad or Senzo, he'll wait for it. Miss pinch there for Senzo. Ahmad backs him up on it. Final minute of an extremely tense game 1. It is worth mentioning that Sandrock Gaming earlier on in this tournament were able to take down the Ultimates, who are another top 4 team in the Middle East at the moment, and Empty were able to take down Falcons Esports, who most people think are probably the 2nd best team in Middle East at the moment. So Empty really laying a claim for that title, and maybe even going one better here against Sandrock Gaming. Senzo not the best clear there. Ahmad will get there first, but that was risky if Impressive had been closer. He might have had that. Now SMW unable to rotate in, and Senzo gets the second goal. Extremely nervous game here. Like I said, best of threes. So difficult to perform at your highest level in. So we are seeing some slight risky plays on either side here. But Senzo's taking his chances. And with just a few seconds left, it is Sandrock Gaming with the lead. Ahmad trying to center now. Or trying to receive Khaled's center. Just finishing out the game with offensive pressure. Not wanting to give Empty any more chances. And they won't get one. That's game one. Sandrock Gaming. Let's see what happens in the next one. On to game two. We're on Ahmad's POV. He's in the Fennec today, and look at that. So Ahmad's always the one to cheat. He spawns further back than Khaled, but Khaled goes to net. Ahmad cheats. That's just all you need to know about how these guys rotate. And you know, the third man, the second man, the first man in a play in Rocket League, it's all very situational. There will always be times where you need to switch your roles and take a different position. But you see there exactly what Sandrock Gaming tried to do. If there's an option for Ahmad to go forward, he will. If there's an option for Khaled to go back and let someone else go forward, he will. And no more obvious than on the kickoff. An Empty need a win here if they're going to advance first into that top 4 qualifier for the Middle East, which is itself a qualifier for the bigger tournament. Oh, mistake there. SMW has double committed, and he's not sent the ball into a safe location. And Ahmad scores what for him is about as basic a goal as you can get. The cheap kickoff for Khaled there, matched with Ahmad's back right. Extremely risky kickoff, I've got to be honest with you guys. Very, very risky. If that ball ends up anywhere on the other side of the field, it will be Empty's uncontested. But Sandrock Gaming do love to play extremely aggressively in all facets of the game, including kickoffs. Khaled's center, or rather counter-attacking pass a bit on the wrong side of Ahmad there, but luckily for Sandrock Gaming, Empty have not connected interceptions all that often on weak clears down the middle. They're struggling to read Sandrock's touches, even if they are going into suboptimal locations. Oh dear, the nerves are really kicking in now. No pressure on the play, and they've still managed to drop it down. And you know, if this is your first time seeing these guys on Empty play, definitely don't judge them for coming out with a few mistakes in a best of 3 in a grand final of a qualifier against SRG. This is a really tough situation. Not their last chance. They go down to the lower final. Should they lose here and still have a chance to make it through qualifier 1 and into that top 4 for Middle East. And I expect the top 4 will remain the likely top 4. The Ultimates, Falcons, Empty, and Sandrock Gaming. They've been top 4 by a fair margin recently, but there are some other teams in there who have been taking names. I believe one of them is actually called No Names, funnily enough. They've been taking names, so maybe now they have names. They need to change their team name. Oh, a sneaky little finish there as Senzo tried to close the gap. He didn't have anyone rotating into his spot there. Sandrock Gaming's defense looking a little bit rusty there, looking a little bit vulnerable. Ahmad misreading the ceiling bounce, or lack thereof. But again, it goes unpunished. There's so much respect for Sandrock Gaming. Empty are sitting quite far back on a lot of these plays, and they don't really have many options sometimes because their boost is being stolen away so consistently. And to the contrary, Sandrock Gaming don't sit back on anything unless your name starts with an O and ends in a D. Ahmad jumps off early. Doesn't quite catch up to the ball, but he's sent it high into the backboard. Now just looking for a lob pass to Senzo, but Twiz was all over it. Good read by Twiz on that occasion. Pretty ridiculous touch there by Ahmad. That's some control, but he's been bumped off the ball. Still an extremely tense situation. One more goal for Empty, and they're right back in it. But instead, it's another weak defensive touch that goes unfollowed. That's happened all too often in this game. It's happened all too often in this series. Empty have not read each other's defensive touches when they've been towards the corners when they've been into the middle of the box. And you can actually make these touches and get away with it as long as it's communicated early and followed up on. Like I said earlier on, pressure is just unbelievably high in best of threes, and every single qualifier has been extremely tense. I don't think there's been official streams for them, since I know some of you are going to be asking, but some of the players have been streaming their perspectives, so you can head over to the Wikipedia page for the tournament, see what day the qualifier for any of these regions is on, and you might catch a player streaming their games. It's been the qualifiers have been marathon qualifiers as well, taking a long time, finishing in one day from start to finish. Especially difficult for the teams who have to play in that lower bracket final. I think they've taken extremely long to get through these. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure where you can catch the streams for the main event and for the regional finals as well. I don't know what stream they're going to be on, but I think it should all be announced pretty soon. I certainly hope so. It's been difficult to find information on the Intel World Open up until now, and I definitely hope that changes. Need somebody from IWO to start posting schedules on Twitter. Cheeky wee knock on from Ahmad there. Once again, Sandrock Gaming are looking to finish out the game with offensive pressure to remove any possible opportunities for Empty to get that late goal and maybe a kickoff goal afterwards. And with that, they will make it in to the top 4 for the Middle East. Now, I'm going to double check this, but I believe that Empty were the other team who qualified from this qualifier. They went down to the lower bracket final after losing this, and no, it wasn't No Names that they played, it was Nameless. It was Nameless. So a couple of upsets here. Empty took down Falcons Esports in the upper bracket. SRG were able to beat the Ultimates. That's not an upset, but it's a noteworthy result. Then actually Nameless were able to eliminate Ultimates and Falcons from the lower bracket, and then they were the team that lost to Empty, who have made it in. So impressive. SMW and Twiz will be in the Middle East regional final, and that the winner of that event will make the Europe, Middle East, Africa tournament. Now, Nameless, that's a team that I've seen a couple of these players before. Abdulaziz and Legend, I've seen their names before. I've not heard of T Wakes though. So that's another team who are making runs and doing damage in the Middle East region. Again, full Saudi Arabia lineup. So Saudi Arabia continue to completely dominate the Middle Eastern region. There's a couple of teams from Turkey, Oman, Iran, and I think Iraq as well in there. So shout out to them as well. Cool to see lots of nationalities competing. But yeah, just as a summary, Intel World Open, really cool event. We're getting to see players and teams go up against each other who we would never see go up against each other. Especially Asia, Middle East. Seeing those guys compete is always really cool. And congratulations to both Sandrock Gaming and Empty on making the top 4 in Middle East. The second Middle East qualifier, I can actually check the date for that one for you guys. I'm not going to go over all of the dates because there's just too many. But the second Middle East qualifier is on the 9th of June, so Wednesday, 9th of June. That is where it will be decided which other two teams will make it into the top 4 for the Middle East. And my money would definitely be on Falcons Esports, the Ultimates, and Nameless. Those seem to be the top 3 teams that are remaining, but one of them can't make it. The format for that top 4, I think, is just a double elimination bracket. So Sandrock, Empty, and whatever the other two teams are that qualify will be starting in the semis in the upper, and only one of those teams will make it to play against the best team from Africa and 6 of the best teams from the European region. But yeah, that's all we've got time for today, guys. I'll probably be covering a little bit more of the IWO qualifier replays on my live stream. Maybe I'll upload a few of those to YouTube as well, depending what replays I can get my hand on. Since none of them are being streamed and casted, I'm definitely interested in taking a look and doing that myself. Make sure we can put that content out there for you guys to enjoy, and also just give the event some publicity because it's a really cool event, and I hope it goes well. I really hope that this event goes well. It's been a long time in the making, and COVID kind of put a halt to the plans, as it did to many other events and many other things that are going on right now in the world, but on it goes, and hopefully it'll be an exciting one. But yeah, anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.